This is called CarPlay Diem. I met her on the M1. She was in an M5. I asked about her BMW, brackets being my wife. We stopped for a coffee and to briefly share lives at a service station on Junction 9. She was impatient, didn't have much time, so when it came down to it and I asked about her future, she said she's got drive. But I don't know if she can afford this focus. I'm trying to compare the market, looking for that perfect, illogical, magical moment, and even if it's only for this 40-minute test drive, I still want to give her a full service and MOT. So I said, next time you're free, why not holler at me and I'll pick you up in my Mark III. It's a Top Golf. And on date night, we can go anywhere, but she wasn't impressed. She wants flames from the exhaust on the road, the red leather and the rest. I tried my best, but the only fire I possess occurs naturally in my notepad in the woods and in my chest. I really wanted to inspect her bodywork and put it to the test, but we're on different planets. I never managed to keep up with her shopping habits. She was looking for a man with a Lamborghini. With my wallet, she'll need 3 wishes and a genie. But she recognises me, thinks she's seen me somewhere before. Was it spoken word on MTV? I said, yeah, sure. Now she's asking about the state of my investments. She wants to know the depth of my fiat currency. I told her it's only 500 currently. But I've got this money coming like a current bee. You feel the tide we're raising? I've got money maturing like a grape to a raisin. I've got old school pounds doing chemistry experiments in my glove box that deserve to be hanging in a gallery. We could go there. I said, why don't you come on over, Valerie? But she said, nah, would rather sour my art like putting citron on Picasso. Told her I'm Pablo with a pen, what do you expect? We parted with the lips and it's on to the next. I refuse to invest in a fancy whip till I can pay my parents' rent, because this system's bloody bent. They want us empty, addicted and starving. Treat us like anuses from their Lamborghini Uruses laughing. They're just playing a game, which doesn't affect the rich. Wages stay the same, rising prices are perpetual. I'm trying to fulfill my potential, not just my petrol, so I can get a week off work to go link this next thing that I met in Westpool. Now, that's a long way on the M6. North of Wolverhampton, it's a little in the sticks, but it might be worth it if the pussy's worth the risk. People take it with a pinch of salt, wait to hear the twist. Wait till you see the way I make that gear stick shift. That pussy is a Jaguar, I'll make it purr like this. Vroom, swish. See, when he said she's got the E-type, I think that's a bit of me type. I think driving that would feel right. So here I am on the M5, nearly the M6, about to link this chick who lives a little in the sticks. I thought I'd impress her in my new camouflage whip. She was disappointed and in quite some disbelief when I pulled up outside in a green Nissan Leaf. I said, babes, it's good for the planet, it's got a lovely eco engine. She said, yeah, your request to drive my Jag is still pending. I said, well, you're missing out because my Nissan might be shit, but my Alfa Romeo's got a banging ending. So now she wants to see what's in these jeans other than keys, because I dropped some lines like you wouldn't believe. But she wants a bad boy racer like the Donny from Greece, and with my schedule I could never afford to be Max because I'm busy just being Yoss. So we parted with a kiss and I bopped off like a boss to go and take the Nissan Leaf back to the shop, and as I go to drop it off, I see this one new thing that's kind of my heart starts racing at the thought of being in this new McLaren with the feds chasing like I've got 9 other lives. So I seduced the sales agent because I couldn't afford the payments otherwise. I told her it's only time we're wasting, life's short and I'll make you feel amazing. So with a great deal and fantastic credit rating, we went back to mine and we're still blazing in the AM, sparks flying, her tyres have all come off, but her wheels are still spinning rampantly. And the way she's grinning got me feeling like a champion, G, like I could be the Lewis Hamilton of your lost tragedy. I told you I do this fantastically but casually, I might make these moments move magically, but if you're not the one, it's not marriage, you see. I had to take back the McLaren, because in a month my bank balance was barren, so I don't know how I was pursuing posh Karen. She wanted to drive in a Bugatti to a chalet. My whip barely made it here today and ain't even had a valet. Regardless, when I get up on stage, she says my words are like ballet, and she knows that I'm sweet. I'll buy her candy floss at Fiestas on the street. I can afford cans of KA to your heart's content. But what's to say we'll go the distance? I'm crossing the Discovery Channel on a Land Rover looking for a 4-leaf clover. My mind's range rose over continents from Krakatoa to Samoa back to Dover, over land, over seas, over fields and over finches. Like the wind above my bird feeders, remember the old days of rickety 3-wheelers. If we build trust, you can become my reliant Robin. That's what I was thinking when I met this one buff teen called Lauren. We got eyes at a gig somewhere down south. She couldn't believe the shit that came out of my mouth. She said she never thought a white boy could spit fire like that. I said, you ain't heard of Woodsy, Luke, Jamie or Jack. I showed her some bars, we went to a bar, then to mine we went back. I said we could sail the 7 seas and watch the sunset from a lighthouse. She said she'd rather go to Lightbox because Lauren likes house. I said we could burn wood on the beach and watch the flames play a dance of desire. She said she'd rather go to a drum and bass rave at Fire. So the very next night in Vauxhall, I asked her astrology signs, and in the course of what she told me, I realised we weren't right. Yeah, we had a sublime time, but I know you can never buy time, so I dropped her home in the Nissan just to show her the skyline. I think that's 4 minutes, so that will be my time. If you want to hear the rest of the piece, catch me on the 19th of October at Right to Speak, or on Instagram at Yossi Spoken Word. Thank you.